is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Wrenching Wrecked. Got the hydraulics working on the tractor. What a nightmare trying to figure out all this and making a bunch of mistakes along the way. But we got it all figured out, and today we need to clean up this giant river of fluids that I made on the floor. So got some oil dry in the car, and then it was up bright and early today. Now that the 3-point pump is working, figured if we got the tractor, the Sickle mower's coming off because it's winter, why not get some more tractor stuff? So picked this guy up used on the old marketplace today. Custom built little forklift attachment, if you will. Single cylinder, single hydraulic cylinder. Was all working supposedly when they got it, or when they took it off. That guy upgraded his tractor. Cool dude. Had a nice little 10-acre farm. We got this strapped into the back of the truck. Ideally, the goal for today is, I don't even know if I'm gonna unload this or not, but I gotta fire the tractor up, get that out, clean up my mess, hitch up the compressor, get that stashed back in here, and then we'll kind of see what happens. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very tired today. These are a couple little small bits for gym equipment that need to get blasted. Probably gonna end up blasting that hydraulic forklift attachment for the 3-point. So basically, the 3-point will hitch up to that forklift attachment on the rear. I do need to run remote hydraulics from this plate back over to here, and then I can plug that in and have something. It's not gonna lift a full skid of sand, I know that. The tractor is nowhere near heavy enough up front to take that kind of load. But he did say, I don't know, it's gonna be kind of the teeter-totter game of how much weight can I put on this without, you know, flipping the front wheels off the ground and popping wheelies and all that. But ideally, I wanna get this out of here, clean up my mess, get this back in here, at least get the Sickle bar off today. And then even on a 3-point, that hitch attachment, I doubt we're gonna set all of that up. I need a link bar up top anyway as well, but that's kind of where we're at. Let me start cleaning some stuff up. I don't think I'm gonna film or time lapse that, but we got a forklift attachment. So now I gotta figure out how to make all of that work. And then maybe we can get around to making wheel spacers for that ironhead, but I'm not overly optimistic today. Let's see if this thing will start up. Oh boy. Gotta love that. All right, we'll pull this out of here. Oh, I didn't turn the gas on. Of course, it's gonna wait until I get all the way on the tractor to remind me that you need fuel to keep a motor running. Whoops, stupid gas. I knew I was gonna do that too. Let's try that again. Mess is pretty cleaned up for the most part. I messed up. I hitched up the compressor and backed that in here to park it, so that's the water from the rain we've been getting. I got the tractor jammed over here. It looks like we got a little bit of a fuel leak because that's gasolina dripping underneath there. I think it's just the hard line fitting. I don't know if it's just not seated or what. We'll have to look into that. But I'll shut the gas off on there. I fired it back up in here and dropped the plow, or the Sickle mower down. And I'm going to attempt to take this off because I genuinely have no idea what I'm doing. I have zero idea, and I feel like I made a big enough idiot of myself the other day. Not that I'm opposed to that, but I don't know. I'm just gonna start taking off brackets and things and hope that maybe, sort of, somehow this will come apart. Let's at least get one quick walk around. I mean, we have the arms here, 2 arms on each side, so that's like kind of a clamp there. So we loosen that, pull the pin. This should come out. I don't know if those pins stay in the arms or if those slide out of there. So we'll figure that one out. And then the top length shouldn't be too terrible. We just got one up there. Also have no idea how heavy this thing is. Doesn't feel light. Maybe I should have a buddy. Oh well, that's what we got. Let's get jamming on this. All right, so the top pin does slide out kind of easy. We'll grease the crap out of that too. But I guess we'll start on these lower mounts. 1 inch. Of course you're gonna be too big for what I have tools for. $15, $16. Don't know if these need to come all the way out or just get loosened. I'm guessing just loose enough to get it off the arm. So that's free. Please don't fall on me. I like to keep my limbs intact. All right. Should be about there, I think. I wonder if I should drop this down for now. Maybe that's safer. Oh, God. That way I don't have to worry about it falling. At least keep the center of gravity down a bit. I don't know if you guys saw that in full extendo mode, but man, imagine this thing coming at you if you were working in the field. Oh boy. But there, that should take some of the weight off. I don't know if that helps or hurts me in terms of these pins, but pins free. Pins are free. Ooh, probably didn't want to do that, actually. Let me jack this up. Didn't expect that to drop that way. We gotta get that PTO shaft off. So right now it's really just the top one that's supporting that here, which we can get that off, but I'm reluctant until we get this PTO shaft off of here, which, how the hell does that work? Is that just a pound-in pin? When in doubt, hit things with hammers, right? I don't know how these work. There's a pin right here. Does that really just slide in? Is that it? Or does it only move a little bit? So it's almost like it locks in, but doesn't. I'm wondering, I don't know how heavy this is. Well, fingers crossed nobody hurts themselves, and by nobody, I mean me. I'm gonna pull this top pin and see what happens. Try and keep myself far away from all the actual bits. Can't really fall anywhere but down. Come on. Almost there. Almost there. Pin. Whew. All right, so that's off. Now I got to figure out how this PTO shaft comes undone. All right, let's try and get a pry bar or something in here. Shoot, I left my big ones at the other shop. Okay, that changes things quite a bit. I don't know how far out that's supposed to go. It feels like that hits a stopping point. Okay, let's get creative here. What do I have that I can pry on this with? Not a whole lot. All right, I'm gonna keep looking for tools and then I'll find something to try and pry that off. So I got the sickle bar on a jack laid out just to take some of the weight off. I'm pounding on this pin. I re-lubed everything. Shit, I don't know if that's good or not. So I split it at the breakaway. But I should have a little more room here now. I think this was coming out. Now I really can't tell. Looked like it was moving. Neat. So we'll just have to make sure that square stock goes back into here. I don't like the drive shaft just dangling there, but for now, it gives me a lot more room to figure out what we gotta do to get that out. So now, I'll make a little pile of stuff over here. How mobile will this be? Not very, because that's really friggin' heavy. Okay. sky is falling. Just got to make sure I leave enough room for the compressor. So I got this laid out over here now. That's where that'll live for a bit. Throw these guys back in. And then we just got to work on getting this drive shaft off. What a pain. What a pain. I'm messing with this a little bit more. I'm still not quite sure how this works, but lubed all of this up like crazy with WD-40. And now this little bit kind of slides in and out under spring pressure. And I think if I push this pin in, because it springs back, and pound on the yoke, it should maybe start coming out. Looks like we're getting a little bit of movement out of there. There's a hole here that used to line up with a hole in there. I think it is moving, so I just keep pounding away, I guess. I just don't know. Ooh. Tractors will hurt you. Pinch myself real good on that one. All right, more lube. More lube, more patience. Bigger hammer, maybe. I don't really know. All right, we'll let this sit. If I get it off camera, I'm just doing the same thing. I'm trying to press that pin and keep pounding on this thing. Oh, it's going. It's actually going. Whew. Little by little. I can almost see the end of the shaft now. And then once we get it apart, we'll take a look and see what's wrong. Other than the rust. Whew, man. This whole tractor thing's gonna get me back in shape. Whew. Victory. All right. Well, I'm guessing it's just a couple of years of surface rust on here. Little lube. And then that pin could be broken, who knows. But it looks like a spring-loaded doodad. Yeah, okay. So I was doing that wrong. I was sitting here pushing on this, trying to free that up. I think that actually made it worse. Focus. Can you guys see the bottom of that? I'm trying to look through the GoPro. Neat. I'm gonna grab a light. I don't even have a light up here. Let's go under the light. So, probably lots of rust, but if you look at the bottom of this shaft, all you do is push the pin in and it lines up that keyway. Get it over your, get it over the PTO shaft, slide it on, let it go. That's all it is. It just locks in. So, we might replace this one with the less rusty one or take it apart and just lube it up. Looking inside, I don't know how well you guys can see it, but there's a spring and then a little mini shaft. This is already way better than it was just having it off now. Maybe that'll free itself up. This will go back on the Sickle mower now. So I can leave all of this together and then I gotta figure out a way to get this drug outside. Let's try and get this death sickle back up in the air. I don't think it'll tip. I hope. That goes something like that. How did this thing go? Should have paid more attention to this when I had it apart. Yeah. Ah, it already grabbed me. Okay. We'll put this back on there now too. Overall, not too bad. Okay, well, now's the fun part. I somehow have to move the sickle bar to get the tractor out, and I really want to put that 3-point hitch on there, the forklift on there, just to see if, oh, I don't have a bar. Shit. Scratch that plan. I don't want to take anything off of this one in regards to that top bar link. I might have to hit up the Tractor Supply. So we have this goes from here to up here. And I don't have a link. I also don't know what size I need for any of these. Oh. Or if I'm strong enough to lift that 3-point out of there by myself. I think it's like 400 some pounds. Shoot. I might have to phone a buddy. I was really hoping to get farther on this, and ideally maybe get this lift out of my truck, but that's gonna end up living there for a day or two. I don't have a top link for this to go back on. Problem number one. Problem number two, this is really heavy and I'm up here by myself. So I'm hesitant to try and lift that out. We used the guy's tractor to load that in there. Get a nice little front loader with fork attachment, which is kind of what I really want to do on this. I know I've been spending a lot of time reading up on these, and everybody bashes putting a loader on here because it makes it a pain in the ass to work on things and get to stuff, which I can see that 100%. I definitely don't necessarily plan to put a loader on the front of this for loader purposes, I guess. But I do want something that can pick up heavy stuff, and I can use hydraulics up front and out back. But we just gotta have to kind of wait and see. I'm hoping with this little mini forklift, it'll be able to cover everything I need, even though I gotta, man, it's so creepy walking underneath this. It's probably frowned upon in several circles of tractor things and what not to do. But for right now, we got the sickle bar off, at least. Surprisingly, relatively easy, other than the rusted pin on the PTO shaft. But I have the drawbar ordered and a 3-point trailer hitch ordered. Those two things I will use all of the time through the winter if need be, but at least the 3 points free. I cannot wait to use this, but we're not using this until spring, summer next year. And then I'll try and fire that up and see what we want to do. Maybe carve some more paths for the mini bikes and potentially dirt bikes, but I'm out of money, so no dirt bikes or toys. We'll just get this set up and operational. A couple more little odds and ends on here while I'm waiting to mess around with the rest of the bike stuff. This fuel leak on this, very small, coming down the hard line. I think it's actually leaking from the petcock down. Small enough, if I turn the fuel valve off, leak goes away, so I'm not worried about that if we're losing a couple drops here and there. But the hydraulics are working fantastic. Now, I know that's off, but still fires right up like she should. Look at how quick that is to respond. Take a while to go back down because there's no weight on it, but so funny how big of a difference that makes. I mean, it is just like the car lift at the shop. If I put it all the way up, it takes forever to go back down. We're gonna run out of gas probably, but I don't mind running the carb dry. Compared to yesterday, I mean, everything's kind of working as it should as we run out of gas. Perfect. So that's where we're at. That's where we're gonna leave this. We just drained the last little bit of fuel out of the float bowl. I gotta move this tool cart back over. I'm gonna just park the compressor. I'm done doing blasting videos and stuff on that, but we got all those pieces in there, and then there's actually some other really big stuff that I'm getting dropped off this week. So unfortunately, I'll be jamming away on the bike stuff, trying to film what I can, but this is a really, really busy time of the year. So that is where we are at. Still tinkering on this, but this will be a tinker project, not a full-on go crazy. However, I wanted this off. I want the trailer hitch mount on the rear of here because moving this compressor in and out of the shop is terrible with the truck. It's so wide, I have to have the doors pretty much open all the way to try and get this loaded up in and through here. Not the worst thing in the world, it will work. My smaller truck is much easier, the dually just with those fenders. It's such a pain in the ass, especially when it's freezing cold outside. With the tractor, this is tiny in comparison, and will lift the weight and pull the weight, I think. We'll find that out. But if I can genuinely, I won't even have to back everything in. Like I can't pull the truck in with the compressor and then maybe, actually I never thought about doing that. But maybe if I pulled the truck into the paint, but I can't do that when I got parts in there. The tractor, I'm fairly certain I should be able to get the tractor with the compressor on the back of it in through here and just leave both of them hooked up pretty much all winter. We'll see. And when we're not doing blasting things, I can leave that open and then just basically either pull the tractor and compressor in and they'll live in this front little corner, or back them in, they'll still live in this front little corner. But then they're sitting inside a nice heated garage, and I don't have to worry about firing trucks up and then moving them. And with hydraulics that I can push up and down, I should just be able to back the tractor up, get it close underneath the thing, pick it up, no more cranking the trailer jacks and all of that jazz. So I'm looking forward to just that component because that is a lot of times wasted. In the grand scheme, it's not that much, but adds up very quick. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. We got our mess cleaned up. We got the tractor disassembled and ready for new toys on the back, and we'll go from there. Hopefully I can get around to making some wheel spacers on the little mini lathe next week. Catch you on the next one.